Hello. So here is my sharing on the golden yellow ray. And here is the crystal that I have been working with to bring through this sharing. And it's the next one in my set, my chakra set that I work with groups and with earth healing. So it's a lovely yellow calcite sphere. So the yellow ray has an joyful and expansive quality. It has an energy of a bright mind, an agile mind. It has an energy of a balanced willpower, a balanced doing energy that's connected with active mind, ideas, thoughts. I think it's a lovely colour in colour therapy to be bringing into your system in the mornings to help you wake up bright, have that get up and go, have that joie de vivre. It's associated physically with our solar plexus centre, and obviously in that area of your body you've got your stomach, you've got your digestive system, and you've got your eliminating system, your organs that help let go, release, cleanse. So there's a clue there to how that yellow ray affects you. Like the other colours, you've obviously got a wide range of spectrum within the yellow ray, from the more earthy vibrations to the more refined levels of the yellow ray. I think one of the ways, well, a couple of examples of people when I've seen a lot of golden yellow in their energy field, in their aura, helps explain the kind of qualities of the yellow ray. So once I was seeing a comedian, quite a famous comedian who was really funny, and I was right up close to near where he was performing. And as he got going and he was really in that flow, you know, when the humour's just blossoming and everyone is with the comedian, his energy field became golden yellow and just seemed to stretch on in every direction. And it's that bright, agile mind and that full of humour, wit, quick thinking, and kind of just letting things flow, letting his humour, his wit, his intelligence, and it seemed to fill the whole stadium with this golden yellow and everybody laughing and uniting people. It's a wonderful energy. And the other time, which is kind of a different example of that, was I used to sit for portraits for an artist, and she was a really intelligent woman, and she lived up on Holyhead Mountain, and her living space was it was quite hard to get to. And if anyone knows Holyhead Mountain, the lighthouse, no, it's not the lighthouse, it's where, well, she lived at North Stacks, that's it, and had her studio there. And I loved sitting because it meant I could be in meditation. I love the studio, I love the oils, I love the beauty of her work, I love the focus she had, and she was very disciplined. She was silent when she worked, and she was completely focused. And so there was this really bright mind focused on an artistic project, and I was really aware of this waves of golden yellow coming off her as she was painting, and that was really interesting because it was a different reflection of the yellow ray. So yeah, that gives you a couple of examples of people that really carry that lovely yellow vibration. I think that at this time, well, for me personally, I'm doing a lot of home education, and education in itself has that stimulation of intelligent, intellectual, mental activity, and I'm having to think of ideas and to stimulate my kids to keep their minds bright. And because I think for all of us at the moment, being hopeful, being positive, having humour, keeping our minds active and hopeful is a really vital thing to move through these times that could, that fear and anxiety and heaviness that just makes you want to sleep, makes you want to hide from things. The sunshiny golden yellow helps to uplift that. I know one of my dear friends talks about when she meets people, if you're on a walk and she's lost feels like she's lost the ability to kind of social chat, you know, that just that light-hearted chat, that social skills that when you're chatting and laughing with somebody really naturally, for us all, that a lot of that has been lost in the heaviness and the isolation we're in. So again, these lovely golden yellow ray can really help us find that positivity, find that willpower as well, that will to keep going, to communicate, to reach out, and to not be kind of lost and burdened to a point of no energy, no inspiration. Yeah, it can be a great teacher and a great help to keep those ideas, keep that mental agility, keep that hope and that inspiration going. I think in terms of crystal therapy, I know I've probably talked about it before, but it's really important to me that crystals can be seen, can be understood in different ways. And when the crystals and stones are taken from the earth and worn as a form of status, a form of power, a form of self-grandizement, probably not the right word, but hey, I think some of their sacredness, some of their wisdom, some of their gift is lost. I think that is really important to remember that they're a gift from the earth, that keeping our thoughts, our awareness of the gifts of the earth, keeping a humility and a connection to heart wisdom, that it is a gift and it is a teacher and it is a sacred thing, is an important lesson in the way we use our minds and the way we use our power. You know, it is a tool, but I've made a medicine pouch through this time, and I love the fact that my medicine pouch or my medicine bundle there's a sacredness of privacy and intimacy with me and Great Spirit, me and the eternal mystery as to what my medicine is. And I know that that is something that largely in our recent culture, in our part of the world, our culture, there's been a way, it's like minds, bright minds, kind of who's cleverer, who's stronger, who's better at something, who's got the biggest crystals, who's got the best crystals, who's the best at things. All of those sorts of mindsets are ready to be, I think, recycled, relearned. It's about, again, this is a sphere, it's a yellow calcite sphere, so it teaches me of unity. There's a softness to the crystal structure. So it teaches me about cleansing those old thoughts and finding a lightness and a softness in the way my mind moves forward, and a gratitude that the earth has lent me this teacher to teach me of unity, to teach me of positive thought, to uplift my mind into a balance, you know. Yeah, so the yellow crystals can empower our minds, but it's important, I think, to remember that great genius, great mental agility has to be grounded in connection to your body, the divine feminine qualities, which is awareness of body, awareness of the earth, awareness of community and connection with others. Because without that ungrounded relationship with the yellow ray, there can become a kind of arrogance which loses the connection to the divine source. I mean, the yellow ray, gosh, it's the sun ultimately, isn't it? The rays of the golden sun. And understanding and respecting that, otherwise we get burnt, is an important lesson in all of this. So the balance ray to the golden yellow is the purple ray, and I often use with people with an excessive amount of yellow, I will quite often use the pink crystals, because the pink crystals is really good for burns and overheated and too much thought, too much mind. So yeah. And the one thing, another thing that I thought I'd share within this is, so the yellow ray is really good for that meditative thought process, that focus, and that being able to refine your mind into a quality of expression, a quality of thought. And prayer is kind of part of that. And for me, I love to work with the Ho'oponopono prayer, and I'm aware of that in terms of Dr. Hugh Len, who brought it from Hawaii, because it's a Hawaiian practice, ancient Hawaiian practice that was to do with how you resolved disputes within families and within community. And many people are aware of it now. It's a really simple prayer, simply saying, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. It's so simple, just those 4 phrases. And you don't have to use all the 4 phrases, just whatever feels called to. And when you're saying that prayer, you are saying it to Great Spirit, you're saying it to Mother, Father, God. And when you're saying it, you're cleaning away the memories, the patterns that are blocking your connection to the divine. And when you say it repeatedly, when something's blocking, something's not working, if you say that repeatedly, what happens is you begin to reconnect with source energy, going back to a state of grace, and sometimes you will then get an inspiration, a thought, a bright mind to what to do next, how to move forward. I think it's particularly interesting that Dr. Hugh Len came into awareness to the world because of his work that he did in a hospital for the criminally insane, which was a really distressing and a difficult area of health to help with. And I think that ability to be aware, to take responsibility for what's happening instead of blaming those outside of you and getting into arguments, getting into blame. The ethos, the wisdom of the Ho'oponopono prayer is that if you clean within yourself, if you return yourself to a state of grace, then you are doing that for everyone, because we are literally like fractals of the world. And at this time when there's a kind of a sense of blaming government or blaming each other or blaming what's not being done out of fear, that immediately means we don't have any power in a situation. And I believe that those in power are a reflection of how we own our own power, our own mind, our own mental patterns. So many of us have been brought into, my friend said it the other day, it's lovely how the Irish are talking about it, into being cocooned, coming into an inner awareness, and having time to sort out our own patterns and thoughts, our own structures within our home life, within our family, within the way we all interact. There's been given space and time to own that. And if we take time for that, then there will be a change in the higher structures and the outer structures, simply because when we do it within ourselves, we do it for everyone. And this golden yellow ray and the golden yellow crystals can really help us with that focus to prayer, with that focus to inspiration and higher minds, and connection to the wisdom ray, I guess. So yeah, I think quite often when people say the Ho'oponopono prayer, they say it to people or situations that they have trouble kind of forgiving or loving, but actually the gift in it is to clean within yourself, to fill ourselves with that inner kindness, inner connection to bright mind, to spirit, and fill ourselves up so much with that it starts to spill out in those around us and inspire us to find the ways to move forward. And if each of us do that, then that self-responsibility, which seems to be a part of what's going on for us right now, because without that, nobody really knows, nobody really knows what we're supposed to be doing. So anyway, so beautiful yellow calcite. It's been quite a journey trying to bring this through, because my own confidence can sometimes really suffer, especially when you're at home and you're trying to keep it all going and you don't know whether what you're doing is right or wrong. So I hope that this golden yellow transmission makes you smile, inspires you and empowers you to be self-responsible, your own golden sovereign and your own connection to the divine. And yes, so is there anything else I want to say about the golden yellow ray? Buttercups are lovely for the golden yellow ray. And if you hold it under your chin. Did you do that when you were a child? And if it shone golden yellow, it meant that you liked butter. So there you go. Yeah, lots of love and smiley golden yellowness to your bellies, your minds, your spirits. Much love.